Hey, wonder how many non-subscribers I can bury in here. That's an interesting question.
Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural and Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you about the maximum amount of sets to do for a body part in an individual workout. Now, a lot of you guys are going to find that as you train over the years, you're going to find that there's a certain amount of sets that you find productive, but once you go above and beyond a certain number of sets, you're going to almost notice like a point of diminishing return, where the muscles just feel dead, and it's almost like there's not really any contraction happening anymore. There's almost a lack of activation, you could say. It's like there's I like to describe it as a dead feeling in the muscle, right? There's just your form goes to shit because you can't really flex the muscle properly and all that sort of thing. So I've noticed there is a sweet spot as far as the maximum amount of sets that I can usually do for a body part. I'm not saying that I don't push that envelope once in a while if I'm doing more a bro split type of training program, but I have noticed that there's a certain amount of counterproductivity that happens after a certain set point. So for me, it's around 10 sets, 8 to 10 sets, somewhere in that area. I find that that's the ideal cutoff point for me to stop training that particular body part, right? Because I find the first 4 to 8 sets in compound movements, I get the most amount of results. I'm getting the most amount of strength, getting the most amount of reps, that sort of thing. And then after that, I notice this dead feeling. Now, different muscle groups will be worse than others. Like some muscle groups will have a tendency to be able to continue to contract without that dead feeling, such as legs. Like leg training, I can go further, but the soreness can become so damn extreme the next few days that then I can't train the body part again, you know. But if you're doing a 5-day split or a 6-day split or, you know, some type of bro split or something like that, that wouldn't be a problem, because by the time 5 days goes by, you're gonna be totally recovered from that workout regardless, right? But I've noticed some pro bodybuilders and stuff, they would do like 25 sets in a workout for a body part. And I'm like, I'm pretty much done, like at about 9 sets, 10 sets. You know, maybe if it's a small body part, I can do 12 or 13 sets or something like that. So, but for the most part, I find 9 sets is enough, or 8 sets or 10, you know, somewhere in that area. Because I find that I also get mentally bored, and I'm not necessarily able to manifest the intensity throughout all of those sets. It's like the first few exercises, I'm getting a lot of intensity, but the last few, it's almost like I'm just, you know, contracting rubber muscles, right? So you may find this is different for you, but for myself, I find that if I have to do workouts where I have to do 15 sets or 18 sets in order to activate a muscle group, I find it's counterproductive, because, like I said, my muscles aren't able to manifest the energy specifically for that workout after that, right? It's like they're already burned up by the glycogen. So based on this, that's how I usually started to train a little bit more frequently and hit the muscles a little bit more often, because I found that I was able to manifest that certain set amount of volume more often, and therefore continually stimulate the muscles. Where, you know, somebody else, they might be able to do an endurance workout, they might be able to do 20 sets or something and get a great workout out of that, and then they find they need to recover for 4 or 5 days, and that might explain why some people seem to do better with bro splits from time to time as well. Because you also have to take into account your ability to manifest intensity over and over and over again for a certain muscle group. And each one of us is going to have a different threshold for that. So if your threshold is 12 or 13 or 14 sets, that's going to be much different. That's going to be a much different type of workout than a person who could do 25 sets in a workout. Now, I don't necessarily agree with training with that 25 set sort of method for one muscle group, but if it works, it works. You know what I mean? I'm not going to argue with you. If it's working for you, then go for it. But I've noticed most of the time, the unnatural dudes are usually the guys that seem to benefit from that super high volume type of method for an individual workout, where most of us mere natural guys, you know, we're going to burn out or not necessarily get the same results. So it's worth experimenting with anyway. And it's worth paying attention to, like, how many sets can you do in a workout before you start to feel like the muscle's not necessarily contracting anymore, where it's basically losing its ability to contract. It's really exhausted or hit a certain level of fatigue, so that you have to, you know, maybe lower the weight by 50% in order to keep on going, you know. Once you notice that that has to happen, then you're getting close to your set threshold at that point. And although you might want to go through it from time to time or really push the envelope, you may notice that that's not necessarily the best way for you to get the epitome of results, right? You may find that adjusting your frequency so that you're hitting the muscle more often but having shorter workouts for that muscle group might be better. You know, say 6 set workouts or 9 set workouts rather than 25 set workouts. I think you get what I'm saying. So anyway, yeah, I thought I'd just talk about this. You know, the most amount of sets I find for myself usually is around the 10 set range for a given body part, and then I start to notice a pretty good drop off, but it might be different for you. But yeah, investigate this and see how you feel. And yeah, maybe you need to adjust your bro split program or adjust to a higher frequency program or lower frequency program based on what you're finding in an individual workout, what your exercise set threshold is. So I hope this helps you out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalglandbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the patron supporters, and take care for now. Mountain. My cat's been watching the whole time. Look at that guy. I can hear something in there. Oh, there. Yep.